Hi everyone, if you enjoyed the video then I think you'd like my short collection of short stories and full-length paranormal thriller available now on Amazon. Be sure to subscribe and become a channel member. Enjoy the video. The recent fiasco between Sony and the Helldivers 2 community is at this point nothing short of a landmark event for how game publishers are going to interact with their customers going forward. It is to be seen, however, whether this is a good or bad thing. For those who don't know, Helldivers 2 is a sequel to a 2015 PlayStation exclusive which, through a combination of favourable word of mouth, over-the-top and energetic gameplay, and one of the best intro cinematics I've ever seen, quickly became a surprise hit, massively outperforming its predecessor. The success of the game was at least a little, if not in large part, due to the fact it was simultaneously released on PC as well as PlayStation, part of Sony's recent effort to farm the PC gaming market. The problems started though when Sony seemingly wanted to integrate that market with its own, and demanded that everyone playing Helldivers on PC must link their Steam account with PSN. Now this was a tremendously bad move on Sony's part, given that not only is PSN not available in a whole slew of countries, therefore effectively banning the game in those locales, but Sony's history with data leaks and hacks naturally made a lot of people very nervous about having their information stolen. In the past, companies pulling this kind of thing have often been met with a general grumble of discontent, but largely nothing more, so you can see why Sony thought they'd get away with it this time as well. The thing is, they obviously forgot who they were dealing with, because PC gamers are some of the most rabidly staunch and territorial people you'll ever met when it comes to defending the mighty PC master race. And that's exactly what they did, because as far as the Helldivers community was concerned, Sony had just declared war. Immediately they started tactically review bombing the game they love, never holding back in expressing their disdain for Sony's change and the issues it could potentially cause. What's more is that they did it in character. This was not just a rabble of disgruntled gamers, but an army of soldiers fighting off yet another foe like they would the Terminids or automatons, in the name of democracy and freedom. The thing is that review bombing a game in this fashion is nothing new. Controversial changes have been reversed a few times in the light of overwhelming player feedback, but never quite on this scale, and never against an entity as big as Sony. So I can't overstate enough what a surprise it was when, after just a few days, they capitulated. Sony rolled over and agreed to scrap the PSN requirement. The gamers had won. A great toll had been left in the aftermath though, with the review score for Helldivers 2 being in tatters. Therefore, it was only fair for the community to put things right. They do love the game after all, so put it right they did. And just as quickly as it fell, the score began to climb again, with players still in character declaring victory in the reviews. Even Arrowhead Studios, the developers of Helldivers, arguably the ones most caught in the crossfire, showed what good sports they are, and included a mission in the game itself to rebuild Super Earth now that the war was over. The meta context being, we want our good review score back. It even looks like they're going to add a tongue-in-cheek reference to the whole affair into the game in the form of a new cape, emblazoned with the negative score reviews, and I'll be honest, some of the designs bouncing around do actually look pretty cool. So, is that it, you may ask? Is there peace once more in the PC realm? For the moment, maybe. But this was a big win for gamers. Maybe a little too big, given that there are those out there who would try to leverage this kind of power to bully and harass smaller devs. In some instances, this unfortunately already happens, but I fear that this situation will only embolden those types and fuel the more negative traits gamers are sometimes known for. What's more is that now a large corporation like Sony has felt firsthand the kind of fervour a united community can produce, it could cause other such companies to double down on more underhanded and far less transparent practices. Rather than announce these kinds of changes ahead of time and allow resistance to build, they could just implement them without anyone finding out until it's too late. It could even cause them to clam up in relation to basic communication in fear of retaliation, but I guess that's the pessimist in me speaking. The optimist in me hopes that this will open the doors to a more respectful relationship between publishers and gamers, and that never again we'll have to have a circumstance like this. In short, what happened with Helldivers 2 is ultimately a good thing. It allowed gamers' concerns to be heard, and stood in the way of arbitrary corporate monopolizing, but it also gave the companies a reason to be afraid. And to use a potentially underthought analogy, the only thing worse than a vicious animal is a scared vicious animal. Thanks for watching everyone. This whole Helldivers 2 situation was just too crazy for me not to have a couple of thoughts on. While you're here, don't forget to check out my books on Amazon if you're into that kind of thing. Like, subscribe, all of that other lovely jazz, and of course have a great day.